How is it going, everyone? As we are coming off of the holiday period, New Year's, there's always a little bit of lull for 2 to 3 weeks as far as new game releases go. But man, starting from this week onwards, I feel like every week there's at least gonna be something that'll have you interested. Maybe not pick it up day one, but add it to the wish list. Maybe be like, hey, that looks interesting. I'll pick it up sometime down the line. And then for a lot of weeks, there's just gonna be must-buy titles for the foreseeable future. It is going to be a disgusting couple of months as far as your wallets are concerned. But we've got 6 games to go over in this week's outings on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And honestly, this is more so the calm before the storm. As we go into next week, things are gonna pick up, and then after that, it's just gonna be banger after banger as far as game releases go. So a lot of reason to be excited, and honestly, there's stuff to be excited for this week. So let's get right into it. Got 6 titles to go over, and a major free upgrade starts us off on PlayStation 5, and that is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I've been pretty vocal about how much I enjoyed this game. Did it have its shortcomings? Absolutely, and I wouldn't say that DBZ Kakarot is, you know, the greatest way to experience the DBZ story. I think most people would say, hey, go watch the original anime, even go watch Kai. I know Kai with the soundtrack changes, a lot of people have their qualms with that. Nonetheless, DBZ Kakarot is a fairly good recreation of the entirety of Dragon Ball Z from the beginning up until the end of the Buu arc in this open world action RPG, and it's done fairly well. There's a lot of content. If you're looking 100% it, it's going to take you quite a lengthy period of time, and then on top of that, this PlayStation 5 upgrade already is shaping up to be very, very good. Bear in mind, it's getting a new PS5 release, so if you want like the PS5 case and whatnot, maybe you didn't buy it on PS4 and you want the PS5 box, I don't know, you can get that and it'll be $19.99. However, there is a plethora of DLC that's available for this game, and a Season 2 wave of DLC is actually starting. As far as the DLC available right now, there's some DLC that's tied to Dragon Ball Super, so that's obviously after the main story of Kakarot, and there's actually one pretty notable story as far as what's available right now. It's the Future Trunks arc, where, you know, Future Gohan, the Z Warriors, or the Z Fighters, whatever they call them, they're all wiped out and they gotta fight the androids and whatnot, and that's a pretty good arc in its own right. As far as this new wave of story content that's coming out, we only know one piece of the Season Pass content, and that is the Bardock Alone Against Fate DLC. So that is, of course, Goku's father, and you're gonna be able to go through his story, and it looks pretty interesting as far as how they're gonna execute that within DBZ Kakarot as well. It is gonna be a sizable undertaking as far as not only content goes, but pricing. Even if you buy Kakarot for 20 bucks and then you're talking about multiple season passes, there's a lot of additional content, so hopefully at some point they do the super duper ultimate edition that has everything and you can get that discounted. But even just going through the base game of DBZ Kakarot is worthwhile. And to go through the story of DBZ again, sometimes it gets a little bit tiresome, but I had enough time removed from experiencing DBZ's main story for a while, and it was nice to go back and play through it in this open world RPG, and it's going to be very good on next generation platforms with this upgrade on PlayStation 5. That drops Thursday, January the 12th. Speaking of anime RPGs, Bandai Namco ain't slowing down, because come January the 13th, yes, the day after DBZ Kakarot, we'll have One Piece Odyssey. Now, DBZ, I was a fan of DBZ growing up. Can't say the same for One Piece. However, I am very interested in this game. Look, you take a notable IP and a notable anime like One Piece and you're dropping it into a big budget Japanese RPG, that's gonna make me inherently a little bit interested. I'm not saying I'm as interested as the hardcore One Piece fans that read the manga chapters weekly or that watch the episodes regularly, because I don't know exactly how many episodes they are, but they gotta be like over 1,000, right? Like, how am I supposed to get into that? Maybe playing a JRPG will get me so invested into One Piece that I will enjoy it. To be fair, I have watched like the first 3 episodes, I want to say, of One Piece, and you know what? So much of it has gotten spoiled for me, given that you'll just see stuff on social media, and I have friends that are super into it. But nonetheless, it's a brand new RPG set in the world of the popular anime One Piece. Play as members of the Straw Hat crew in a fantastic adventure set in the One Piece world. The famed pirate Monkey D. Luffy, better known as Straw Hat Luffy, and his Straw Hat crew are sailing across the new world world in search of the next island and the next adventure that awaits them, but during their voyage, they are caught in a storm and shipwrecked. They find themselves washed up on a lush tropical island surrounded by constantly raging storms. Separated from his crew, Luffy sets off on a grand new adventure to find his friends and escape the island. Dangerous new enemies, terrifying forces of nature, and more await them. Play as various members of the Straw Hat crew in the classic RPG set in the world of the popular One Piece anime. And I have to give credit, I feel like anime licensed video games have been getting considerably better. Now, like, when I was growing up, I feel like DBZ Budokai was always pretty well received, but you would get like Naruto Ultimate Ninja, and that game would just get like straight 6.5s after 6.5s from like media outlets. And nowadays, I feel like a lot of these anime titles, again, the DBZ Kakarots, the DBZ Fighters, Naruto Storm, those games end up turning out pretty well. Even like My Hero Academia, like that game was pretty good. I've heard pretty good things about Demon Slayer, which, by the way, the Demon Slayer game isn't the worst thing in the world if you're a fan of the Demon Slayer anime as well. So I feel like anime games have been showing like progress and just generally being a lot better received than they were in the past. And hopefully that momentum continues with the release of One Piece Odyssey. Again, this drops on PS4 and PS5 January the 13th. So I would say that those are the two bigger releases of the week, and both being anime licensed games, I feel like that's a little bit of a shift from what we usually see. But some other games to definitely keep on your radar. First of all, Children of Silentown, a dark adventure game that tells the story of Lucy, a girl growing up in a village deep in a forest inhabited by monsters. People disappearing, nothing uncommon here, but this time Lucy is old enough to investigate on her own, or so she thinks. Definitely a darker vibe going on here. Point-and-click, atmospheric, and narrative-driven game. Explore Silentown in search of hints, but beware, do not enter the forest. A unique, unsettling 2D art style fitting for a mysterious dark tale. Music plays a crucial role, and learning how to sing will help Lucy in times of need. Combine items to obtain wildly unexpected results. Many quirky characters and animals to interact with. Be nice to them before they disappear. Play minigames with the other children of the village. A very mean cat programmed to mess with Lucy at any given chance. Children of Silentown does drop on PlayStation 4 and 5 on January the 11th. Next up, we have a bit of a throwback here. We have Breakers the Collection. Breakers Collection features both of the original games, Breakers and Breaker Revenge, and a brand new content for the cult classic among the fans of fighting games. It was released in 1996 for Neo Geo and arcade. Obviously a throwback, a simple action fighting game with a roster with many playable characters, 10 in Breakers Revenge, that were all known by fans from around the world. The special actions are also similar to fighting games from the same era, although the dashing and backstepping techniques tend to differ between the characters. In this collection, the player will have the opportunity to play the classic versus mode local or with online lobbies, arcade mode, ranked battles with rollback netcode, team battle, art gallery, training mode, and more. If you're a fan of throwback fighters, something to keep an eye on. Breakers Collection drops on January 12th. Next up, we have a psychological horror title in Chasing Static. It notes a psychological horror short story. Explore the untouched wilderness of rural Wales as you uncover the forgotten remains of a mysterious facility and find the truth behind the missing villagers of Hearth. Now, this is a game that dropped all the way back in October of 2021 on PC. Saw a very positive reception on Steam. 299 Steam user reviews, 86% positive. So, generally speaking, a shorter game, but something that, if you're a fan of throwback horror experiences, might be something you want to check out. Inspired by 80s sci-fi horror and contemporary surrealist cinema, Chasing Static delivers a unique take on the narrative adventure genre through new audio-driven gameplay mechanics and non-linear exploration. You have sonic exploration, audio-driven gameplay mechanics have you hunting anomalies with an experimental frequency displacement monitoring device, lo-fi, hi-fi, crunchy, low-poly visuals reminiscent of PS1 classics. You've got non-linear gameplay, bite-sized terror included as well. Chasing Static hits the PlayStation 4 and 5 on Thursday, January the 12th. And lastly, we have Vengeful Guardian Moonrider coming at the end of this week. Moonrider is a side-scrolling action platformer that channels the golden age of classic 16-bit action games in a full-throttle quest for revenge. Crafted to defend a totalitarian state, the Moonrider rejects its programming and now seeks vengeance on its creator. Obviously, this is very much a retro action platformer, giving me some vibes of like some of the Mega Man games and whatnot as far as the action platforming goes. Vengeful Guardian Moonrider will be hitting PlayStation 4 and 5 on Thursday, January the 12th. So that is going to do it for me. Again, after a bit of a lull for the last 2 to 3 weeks, and honestly, you could even say that this week is a bit of a lull. If you already played DBZ Kakarot, if you have no interest in One Piece Odyssey, you got some other smaller games rounding out the lineup, but I think a lot of people will be interested in the Kakarot free upgrade. I think a lot of people will be interested in One Piece Odyssey, and if nothing else, come next week, you got Persona 3, you got Persona 4. After that, Forspoken. After that, the Dead Space remake. Hogwarts Legacy is gonna be here before you know it. It's gonna be a packed line of big game releases for the foreseeable future. Honestly, for the next couple of months, it's just gonna be a lot of games, and especially if you're preparing to pick up VR2, man, you just have a bevy of titles to be looking forward to, but your wallet's probably not looking forward to that, to be completely fair. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.